Okay, so if you're solving by substitution, you want to get a variable by itself. Generally, when we're doing substitution, there already is a variable that's by itself, so you use that one. You're going to plug whatever that says into the other equation. You're going to solve, and then you're going to tell me what x and y are. Okay, a lot of people like this better than graphing because graphing is kind of tedious. Kind of takes a lot of time. Got to get y by itself, then you got to find your m, you got to find your b, and then you got to find where they crossed. This is more math based. Okay, so number one, let's take a look at it. I like to use colors to explain this. So when I want a variable by itself, technically this one has y by itself on top and y by itself on bottom. Okay, what I always tell people is take the one that's smaller. So it says y equals -3. So I'm going to think whenever I see a y, it's just -3. Okay, so when I have this variable by itself, it says number 2 says plug into the other equation. So wherever I see a y in this top equation, I'm going to put in a -3. So I'm just substituting them in for each other. That's why it's called substitution. Literally subbing it in. Okay, just like if you're playing basketball and you have someone sub in, they play the same position you played. Okay, it's the same idea. Y equals -3. You're going to substitute that into your first equation. So instead of y, what am I going to put? -3 equals, and I'm going to write the rest of it, 7x minus 10. Now I just solve for x, yeah, like I normally would. So how do I get rid of that minus 10? Plus 10. What is -3 plus 10? 7. Okay, I still want to get x by itself. How do I get rid of that 7 in front of the x? Divide. So 1 is x, right? Or x is 1. Okay, but I need a point where they intersect. Well, a coordinate is x comma y. Well, I have an x. Do I have a y somewhere? Right there, right? So I have 1 comma -3. You need to write it in x comma y format. To me, this is easier than graphing it, right? Than finding where they. Okay. You need to know them all. All right, so let's try number 3. I see y by itself and y by itself, but I always pick the smaller one, right? So y is 7x. So I'm going to know that in my head, y is 7x. So wherever I see a y in this second equation, I'm going to plug, 6x, not a 7x, sorry. All right, so that's a 6, not a 7, thank you. All right, so I'm going to plug this 6x in wherever I see a y. So on this equation, instead of y, I'm going to put 6x equals 5x plus 7. So remember, I want all my x's on one side. I want all my numbers on the other. So what should I do? Minus that 5x, yeah. Let's do it. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. That's not new. I have 1x, or just x equals 7. Whew. Yep. So x is 7. That's done. Do I have y yet? No. Not yet, okay? So what could I do to find y? If I know x is 7, why don't I plug it in right there? So I have y equals 6 times 7. Uh-oh, what's 6 times 7? 42. So y is 42 and x is 7. Does that seem reasonable? Yeah, sure. Would that have really been awful to graph? No. I wouldn't have wanted to graph it. So 7 comma 42. Remember, it's x comma y. Okay, let's keep trying. Move down the column still. Which one do you think I should use? -4. Yeah, the -4. So wherever I see a y in that other equation, I'm going to put in that -4. So I have -4 equals x minus 8. If I wanted to get 8 by itself, what do I do? I mean, x by itself. Whew. Add 8. I'm telling you the answer. I'm so sorry. What's -4 plus 8? 4. So I have 4 equals x. Do I know what y is? No. Yes. Yeah, it's right here on top. So x comma y. 4 comma -4. Okay, let's look at number 7. Which one should I highlight?
6x.
one's smaller? The negative 8x. That's usually the one I want to highlight because it's easier to plug into the other one. So wherever I see a y in that equation, because that's what y equals, I'm going to put in that negative 8x. So I have negative 8x instead of that y equals 6x minus 14. Now what? Minus that 6x. What's a negative 8 minus another 6? Negative 14x equals negative 14. Now what? Divide by negative 14.
X equals 1 again.
X equals 1. Do I know what y is? No. Not yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into here because it looks easy. Here's the thing, guys. You can plug it into either one. You're going to get the same answer. Because remember, those two lines are intersecting at that one point. That's what we're trying to find. So that's why they end up the same answer. Y equals negative 8 times 1. Well, what's negative 8 times 1? Negative 8. X comma y. 1 comma negative 8. Okay, let's turn to the back. Let's try number 9. Because you're going to go back and do them on your own. Yep. I'm going to do some with you on this, and then I'm going to have you do the rest on your own. Let's look at number 9. Which one is smaller? The negative 8x, right? So that's another name for y. So wherever I see a y in that second equation, but I only see that y next to that 4. Okay, so I'm going to try to draw it. This didn't change. I still have 2x there. And then I still have plus 4. Uh-oh, then I have y. What do you think I need to do there? Put in a what? I need to put in that negative 8x, but can I just write it right next to it? A parentheses. Love it. Now I got to keep solving. Still nothing happened to that 2x. What's 4 times negative 8x? Negative 32x. Beautiful. What's 2 minus 32? Negative 30x. Good. Equals 0. Still have to divide by negative 30 because I want x by itself. Oh, if I divide 0 divided by negative 30, what's x? Still 0. Love it. Plug it back in. Remember, you can plug it into either one. I like to plug it in the more simple one as I like. Negative 8 times 0 is what? 0. So 0 comma 0, which is also known as the origin. I love throwing in those terms for you. Let's skip down to 13, and then I'll let you start working on your own. Which one should I highlight? The 2x. So wherever I see which letter in this one? The y, right? Because y is what it's solved for. So that's a good thing to point out, because sometimes your x will be what it's solved for, and that's okay. So I'm going to plug in that 2x wherever I see a y. So 3x plus 3 parentheses 2x equals negative 18. Now what? 3 times 2x, which is 6x. Can I put 3x and 6x together? Yeah, that makes what? 9x. Beautiful. Divide by 9. X is negative 2. Don't forget your negative sign. I'm going to plug that back into there. So I have y equals 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. X comma y, negative 2, negative 4. Okay, so you're going to work on this today in class, and you're also going to work on it tomorrow if you didn't finish today. This is what you're going to, yep, I'm not going to give you any more than just this.